Hey folks, Travis here from kettlebellfatlosstraining.com. Just wanted to share with you some insights on maybe helping you get better performance or get a little technically better by using some tools that have some really great synergy with them for the kettlebell get up. It's a super popular movement right now. I would say right now currently in the kettlebell world, the swing, as always, and the get up are probably the two most popular movements there are out there. So what I'm going to do today is show you the get up real quickly, but then we're going to jump into using a product called the War Machine. It's a really cool suspension training unit, and some of the drills that you can do with that to help you kind of segment, break apart the parts of the get up, and simultaneously train to get better at your get up without actually have to doing all the parts of it as a single movement. So it's really great if you have some sticking points or some trouble spots to get into. The get up has a lot of moving parts to it, and there's a lot of leverage involved in it. Obviously you also have the load. So using a suspension like the War Machine in this instance is going to be really cool for helping you get better at it, maybe in some of those more intimidating sections of the get up. So let's take a look at the get up itself. Here, we're going to go overhead. We're going to kind of move up. Here, good hip plank. That's such. And off the back. So very simple. You can see depends on how you count it, there's about 5 or 6 moving pieces to it. So there we go. Let's take a look at a couple ways to use the War Machine that I thought were really cool. So obviously getting that arm into that supported position in regards to that overhead position with the get up and then planked up in that high hip bridge, that's kind of a really tough spot to get into. And somewhat hard to mimic beyond doing if you're just using the kettlebell. But when you use the War Machine, which has got this pulley action, which is awesome, you do something similar. So you're going to go here, we're going to go into a side T. You want to make sure you lock that out. You see how I automatically bend my elbow as a workaround. I'm going to keep that arm locked there, and then lower myself into this. So what we're working here is we're working a chance with my top side hand and my right hand of getting kind of vertical over the structure of the shoulder and stabilizing that without having the precariousness of the weight overhead, and simultaneously locking out and engaging the lat like we would if we had our hand on the ground in the bridge with the kettlebell as well here. So this bottom arm's doing quite a bit of work. Then I recurl and come back down until it's taking a couple of looks at that. So here, as such, locked in. Back over. You can obviously pretty quickly go side to side. It'll let you have a pretty good look at it. So you're making this kind of T move here and back up and through. So that's one part of it. Kind of establishing that T movement that we have with the kettlebell. The second part to get to here is the suspended lunge, which is going to help for your hip bridge out of the get up. So really simply, lower this down a little bit. I'm going to reach into this ankle position there. Push it back. Slide down just a little bit. There we go. So, as opposed to being on the floor and elevated up in the hip bridge, all we're going to do is we're here. And this is kind of a forgotten, as my good buddy Josh likes to talk about, a pulling movement. So we're working on getting tall and extended. Obviously not exactly the same, but when we push back, we're reaching here. Obviously we're stretching our hips and extending, so it's going to allow us some mobility for prone to really tight hips, but also that extension from a flex position to extend it. So a great way to do the leg component of the work. Alright, so our third movement is attaching the kettlebell via the pulley system and traction unit in the side T, which is actually going to give you the lift and ability to really plank hard on that bottom side glute or hip. So as such, we're going to come over the top into a push-up plank position here. We're going to bend as we did just with the other side T, rotate over to the plank, and let this traction us up into position here. Curl back in. Obviously, your load, actually going to slide over, tapped out there, slide over there, here, traction up, nice and kick. Probably could use even a little bit lighter load on this, but it's another sneaky way to get some bicep working as well. So, in that top of the push-up, rotate, slowly extend, let it traction you up. As such, curl back down. Obviously, you can switch sides, facing, basically have your outside hand facing away. Let's take a quick look at it. here. So again, rotates up as such. Recurl. So in the push-up, let the plank us over a little bit, nice and stable. Go into the reach. The traction, recurl, and re-push. So those are 3 War Machine combination movements that you can use to help develop the components of your kettlebell get up. If you're not familiar with them, you may not be comfortable moving that large of a load over your head. And be more viable from a feedback perspective because of the pulley system of the War Machine than simply doing something like a naked get up. Very easy to slop through a movement like that without having load. Sometimes load is not appropriate or a little bit intimidating. So this is a great saving between those two things. So come back for more kettlebellfatlosstraining.com videos and training programs, and we'll see you very soon.